other thing I think you're working on is the Hitman TV series.
Yeah.
Right. So as I said, you landed on your feet. Talk a little bit about where that's at, because Hitman is one of those things where I think is much, honestly, I think it's better suited for a TV series than a movie. I think that an 8 or 10 episode Hitman series could be really cool.
Yeah. And, you know, I was hired to, I wrote episode 1 and 2. And what was great is they let me kind of come in with how you introduce a character like that to our postmodern world, right? And I did it very much like, you know, Third Man meets 3 Days of the Condor, you know, oh, 2 threes in there. That's cool. And you're introduced to a guy who's very much, you know, the hitman we know from the games, but he's got a full head of hair and he's an independent. He has a handler. He's got a life. He's very much kind of like that early 80s, late 70s assassin we read about in the books, right? But at a certain point, he gets a gig, and that gig unveils the reality that no choice he's ever made has been his own. And of course, you know, the show ends with him in a mirror finding hidden under his skin the barcode, right? So suddenly it becomes a mystery of who am I really? Bourne did that excellently. This is more of like what is true in regards to the people in my life, what has been manufactured, what are thoughts, you know, it's the nature versus nurture of it all. And to your point, we get into the head of a character that in the games, there's not much of a character there, but who is this guy really? And why do you root for him? And so we got to give him a moral compass, and it's glory at the same time. Like, it's a tough sell, because even with the Continental and John Wick, man, so your main character is a hitman in a TV show. Why do I give a shit? And so we have to come in and hard sell. It's a Western, man. Who do you root for? You root for the gray hat, and he's the ultimate gray hat.
It's where you mentioned you wrote the first 2 episodes. Do you know where that series is at? Like, what's going on with it?
No, I mean, it keeps, the gestation period for TV is forever, just like it is for movies. And then all of a sudden it awakens. But it's over with Fox. And, you know, I love everyone over there, so we'll see. But, you know, I don't know if it's asleep or slumbering or about to awaken, but, you know, we talk about it at least once a month going, can we do something with that now?
Got it. So is it one of those things where you'd be involved more than the first 2 episodes, or?
Well, here's the thing, to your point on, like, I got a lot going on because I love to write. And I know a showrunner is what a writer should really want to be, because you get all the money and all the power if you want to take it. But the reality is I want to just write. And so on these things, like, I want to partner up with a showrunner. And for an analogy, for a sport I don't necessarily watch, I want to help build the car, staff the pit, hand the keys over the driver, and just be there to refuel and take care of the car. You know, I want to do that as much as I can, because the joy is the writing for me. Being on set is cool, but then about 5 minutes, you're like, eh. You know, like, I'm best alone in a cave with a typewriter. So,
well, the thing about being a showrunner is that's your life for possibly up to 7 years.
Well, and Terry Matalas is a buddy of mine. Like, he did 12 Monkeys, and now he's on Picard. And like, it's a different beast. It's a completely different beast. Just like I as much as I love comedies, I'm not going to write a comedy. I will write an action comedy. I will write something with humor, but comedy, man, massive respect for those who do it well. And the same goes for me and a showrunner. A showrunner is, it's in their DNA, man. They love getting a call at 2 o'clock in the morning that we got 3 scenes left to shoot. The set's on fire and the actors become a werewolf. And they're like, cool, I'll be there in a second. And me, I'm like, what show is this?